Aren't you tired of boring and predictable podcasts? Remember the movie Groundhog Day? Ugh. The only thing predictable about this show is that we're guzzling booze. Count on it. This is the Appleboys podcast. Appleboys.us. If it's NFTs, music festivals, sporting events, strip clubs, current events, or masturbation techniques. Did I read that right? There's more than one? Fueled by, but not sponsored by, Miller Lite. This is the Appleboys podcast. Now your hosts, Josh, Cory, Rob, and Jimmy. Rob has issues. Just saying, bro.
What's up, everybody? It's Josh. I'm here with the Appleboys podcast. We got Cory over here. What's up, Cory?
Hey, it's Cory.
Also got Rob here. What's
Hello.
up, Rob?
I am Rob. I am here because this is my house and I'm always here.
That was the same intro you used last week. I'm going to need you to come up with some original material before the next recording, okay?
It's either I'm here and this is my house or Robert is horny. I don't know what you want. It's the duality of man.
Some original content is what I'm asking for. I need a new intro from you every week.
This is Rob. I fuck.
That's okay. And what's up, Jimmy?
It's James Jimothy Jimbo.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of energy I need you to bring, Rob.
He does the same shit every week. What do you mean?
He's never said James Jimothy Jimbo.
I've
That's
never
completely
fucking
original.
said that before, you
Go
idiot.
fuck yourselves.
Well, we are here on a Thursday night, which is unusual. We normally record on Saturday, and we're here on a Thursday for this very special episode because we have a guest. I'd like to welcome one of our patrons, our good friend Ryan. What's up, Ryan?
What's up, fellas?
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, man.
Ryan is here from Central America, aka Texas, and
Same shit.
we're glad to have you for a one-night engagement. Thanks for coming, Ryan.
I'm pumped. It's been fun to watch.
I really appreciate you making the trip all the way up here just to be on this podcast.
Exclusively.
Yep.
There's literally nothing else that I came to Tennessee for besides this.
We appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
We love you for it.
So to open up the episode, Ryan and I were chatting earlier today, and then I was also listening to another podcast. So shout out to the Pub Time podcast. What's up, fellas? They brought up something in their podcast that was directly relevant to what Ryan and I were talking about earlier. And what they were talking about is how, like, the indie podcasts, the podcasts that aren't part of a bigger podcast network, are like in competition with one another. And somebody on the podcast, I think it was actually their guest for the night, which was Matty Ice, not to be confused with Matt Ryan. It was a different guy, but goes by the same moniker.
I was about to be real fucking jealous.
Yeah.
Not going to lie.
Yeah, it was a different Matty Ice. He said that he didn't really ever see it that way. He didn't feel like they were competition. And something that Ryan and I were talking about was like, it's very short-sighted if you see someone that, like, if you're a podcast who has a small audience and you're not part of a big network and you're not being promoted, and you see your competition as other small podcasts who aren't part of a network and aren't being promoted and things like that. I think your real competition is what else are people spending their time doing besides listening to podcasts? And the more ears that you can get listening to a podcast, the more likely you are to have somebody discover your podcast, right? And you're not going to be able to control what people like and what they don't like. You're not going to be able to control whether they enjoy your product or not. But the chances of you increasing your audience, if you have more at-bats, more people listening, is the way to go. And so we were talking about something very similar earlier, so I thought it was relevant since we were talking about that.
Yeah, I mean, highly. You know, it's been interesting since I started listening to you guys, how much I've tried to, expand in that myself. But, time withstanding, it's tough to get there, which has prohibited me from even staying current sometimes here.
Yeah, sure. When are you going to start recording your own podcast, Ryan?
Well, really, I came here to see your setup so that I could knock it off and get into fierce competition with you and fly in the face of that wonderful speech that Josh just gave.
Perfect.
About competition. So
he's going to
I like that shit.
steal all of our listeners. It's happening right before our eyes.
Yep. I've already copyrighted Pair Guys.
Well,
Is that
I
just
think,
like pear-shaped men?
That's correct.
Okay, got
That's
it.
correct. Still relevant, but closely associated with this. That way I could ride the wave of the Apple.
It's a little
Boys
different than an
podcast.
apple. Okay,
Right,
I get
that's
it.
correct.
I got it. All right.
Well, I
cool.
think if you want Rob as a listener, you need to be the peach guys because he's really into the peach emoji. And also,
it's like a fat ass.
that's it.
I don't think it's like. I think that's pretty socially accepted as.
Just a fat ass.
That's correct.
He's got to listen to the backlog if you haven't. I think it's in episode 1 or 2.
I'm pretty sure that's episode 1 classic right there. But
Yeah, that's a good one.
for those of you who are leaving our show to listen to the Pear Peach Boys or whatever it is that Ryan's going to start in
Maybe
the next
both.
few weeks,
Maybe both. Thank you for that.
we'll miss
Peach hair.
We'll miss all 50 of you very dearly. But when Ryan flew in specifically to record this episode, he said he wanted the full Appleboys experience. He said he wanted to be baptized in the experience, I think is what he said, right, Cory?
Yeah, no, he wanted to experience the local Applebee's. He wanted to be served by our Applebee's bartender. He wanted to have the QP. He wanted to have the maple butter blondie. And while we were doing that, Josh decided that he was going to buy a round of shots. And so he did this because he still has the NFT money from buying the Applebee's NFT, which we reference, I don't know, long ago. Listen to our back catalog again.
Burning a hole in my pocket.
And so we've got our regulars. We got Brad over there, who's a Jaeger drinker. And anytime I see somebody drink Jaeger, it brings back horrible memories.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that, man. Anytime Jaeger is around, it's a bad time.
Yeah, no, it's because in my experience, it's always been the Jaeger bomb, right? And it's literally a bomb that you put inside of you.
Yeah.
I didn't know anybody drank it any other way other than that.
A lot of people just drink it straight.
Yeah,
And,
just cold, chilled, black licorice
You
shots.
said cold and chilled, and I thought you were describing the people who drink it because that seems about the same.
cold and chilled. It's true.
Brad has got the eyes of a stone cold killer. I'm just kidding. We love you, Brad.
No, he kind of does though.
He can be intimidating if you don't know him, but he's
Like a jolly stone cold killer.
very nice.
So Brad saw me for the first time today, but didn't realize it was me. And he comes up to Josh and he's like, that guy next to Cory over there looks exactly like I would expect Jimmy to look.
So
and Josh was like, that is Jimmy. And he's like, no.
So it was actually, that's exactly what happened, but he like tapped me on the shoulder and he like, Brad is not the discreet type. Like typically speaking, just to give you a picture of what our local Applebee's looks like, the bar is like a U shape. And I'm usually on either the opposite side of the bar from Brad or in the corner adjacent from Brad. And either way, we're usually talking to each other from across the bar. And there's no decorum. There's like, it's just, we talk from across the bar and loud noises. So he's not a discreet person. And he comes over and he taps me on the shoulder and he gives me the motion like, come here, I got to tell you something. And I lean over and he like cups his hand over my ear like he's going to tell me a secret. And he's like, hey man, listen, I hope this isn't taken the wrong way, but like that guy that's sitting beside Cory, he looks exactly like I imagine Jimmy would look whenever I hear him.
I took it pretty well. I like that.
And I was like, man, that is Jimmy. And he was like, no way.
Yeah, he was in disbelief. He could not believe it.
So those of you that don't know what I look like, comment what I look like, please.
Yes, please. Hit us up on any of the socials at Appleboys Pod or join our Discord at discord.gg/Appleboys.
Look like fucking Ginger Gumby.
Ginger Gumby.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
At the end of the night, though, we stayed longer than Brad, which is not typical. And Brad came by on his way out, and he tapped me one more time. And he's like, "Is that really Jimmy?" I said, "Yeah, man, it's fucking Jimmy." And so yeah, Brad, meet Jimmy. Jimmy, meet Brad. Glad you guys finally got to meet each other.
It was
been a long time coming.
really a moment, if we want to get down to it. It really was. But seeing Brad take that Jaeger shot, it brought back horrible memories, like I said. In my early 20s, I was a big Jaeger guy. And like I would drink it at every party I went to, all that kind of stuff. I stopped because one morning, me and a couple of my friends polished off a handle that previous evening. and I shit black. And let me tell you, nothing puts the fear of God in you until you have tar come out of your rear end.
You clearly don't take a lot of Pepto-Bismol then.
No, I do not.
Has the same effect.
I normally have. Really?
Yep.
Buddy, you need to get that checked out. That's not normal.
If you drink it like out of the bottle and don't dose it, like
No.
you take a quarter of the bottle or something.
I don't
Same
think
thing.
I don't think that's real. I think you have a problem.
Nope.
I think that's blood.
Nope.
I'm pretty sure that's what happens when you eat blood.
Nope.
Yeah. No, you should really get that checked out.
Maybe go to the doctor. Nope.
I know where my black shit came from. It was Jaeger, and it was terrifying. And I've not drank it since.
Pink plus brown does not equal black. I'm just saying.
Continue with your Jaeger story.
That's pretty much it as far as my Jaeger story is concerned. But then Rob started telling a story, and we told him to stop because we wanted to live react to it on the podcast.
I also have a Jaeger story.
Okay, go on.
So when I was in college, for the short-lived experience that it was back when I was 18, 19, we had a liquor store that we went to called Sonny's Discount Liquor. I think I've talked about this on the podcast before, but it was run by two very friendly Indian men. One was very short and round, and the other one was tall and skinny. It was great. But they thought that the legal drinking age in America was 18. And that was great for me because I was 18. So
Did they have like the lighted sign that was like, check the ID, make sure they were born before like this day and 18 years ago?
I don't think so, because he just kind of looked at me and was like, yeah, you're fine. And then he looked at this kid next to me that was like clearly like 14, and he was like, okay, buddy, like, come on.
Close enough.
Yeah. But me and my buddy JP, who was my roommate in college, were essentially splitting a handle of Jaeger one night. And it was one of those nights that just went off the rails. Like, we had a bunch of people over. It was a good time. We were all drinking, having fun. And like, everyone's starting to pass out. I'm like kind of falling asleep, but I'm like kind of in charge of the party. So I'm trying to make sure everyone else is okay. And at one point in the night, I was like seeing other people out, and like it was just a couple people left in the apartment, and I was looking around and I could not find JP, and I'm like, where the fuck is he? So I'm like looking and looking and looking, and finally I like look at the bathroom, and the light is on, door is closed. It's not locked, but it's closed, and I hear something coming from the bathroom, but I don't hear like normal noises. So I'm like, fuck, I got to check it out. And
Was he just doing the forbidden technique right there on the toilet? Like, close the door.
Well, and more importantly, was this like a safety check or a curiosity check?
it's certainly safety. Thank you, Josh. Because I was like, man, I don't know if he's all right. Like, I'm hearing noises, so it's probably fine. But
You were curious, though.
I mean, I was curious to see if he was all right.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
He was curious to see that dick.
No. I think I'd seen it
Don't
already
be
by
coy,
then.
Rob.
Well, I mean, we were roommates in we split a bedroom, so I'm pretty sure I saw it already at that point.
It had been inside of him by then.
Okay.
I'm sorry. It's not true.
Oh,
So-
man. You just, God, it's so weird when a story unlocks a memory that's like,
Why did that unlock a memory, Josh?
I'll tell you in a few minutes.
My God.
Well, I don't know if we need to finish my story.
No,
at
we
this point.
do. We need to finish your story.
So I'm like, all right, I got to check this out. So I'm like knocking on the door, no response. I'm like, hey, anyone in here? No response. Finally, fuck it. I got to open the door. So I open the door, and JP is mostly naked, sitting on the toilet upright, head cocked back, fully asleep. And there is vomit everywhere. Like, the bathtub is filled. It's on him. It's on the floor. It is everywhere, and he is just pretty much stark naked on the toilet. And I'm like, hey, you okay? No response, but he starts snoring. So I'm like, I'm going to close the door now.
He's breathing. That's fine.
Yeah, that's basically what it was. I'm like, I'm good. And then I just went and did my thing. I was like, well, he's down for the count. I'm going to try to finish this thing. And I got damn close to it and then passed out and never drank Jaeger again after that.
And then you shit black the next day.
Probably. I don't always look. Sometimes
Was it
I
the
do.
Jaeger or the Pepto though?
Probably the. I was doing Pepto bombs that night.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You haven't lived till you've taken a Pepto bomb.
I'm often
true.
on an island on this podcast, but I would love some support from the community on this.
You're going to get zero support on that one, man.
All right.
I got to be honest.
Whatever. Ryan, do you do you gamble at all?
I do.
All right.
I do. I like to gamble.
So I'm gonna set an over under. I want you to tell me if you would take the over or the under. All right.
Shoot.
Over under 76% of college males have a Jägermeister related story very, very similar to the one Rob just told.
Oh, over.
That they've personally experienced, not one that they've heard from
No,
someone else.
over for sure.
Over
It's
76%.
got to be. It has to be. It has to be. It's a rite of passage.
I feel like I'm smashing the over on that one, too.
Was that too easy of a line?
It really kind of was.
I almost
90
went into the 80s, but
I mean, 90 would have been even.
you could say 99, and I would maybe still take the over.
there's no way it's over on 99.
It's I mean it's pretty common though. Like I think it's maybe generational. Like I don't know what it was before, like I guess Cory's generation, but it certainly wasn't Jaeger, right? Like it had to be something else.
I can say that I've never had one of those experiences with Jaeger.
Okay, so maybe there's a cutoff. Like I'm
We're at
the-
80% right now
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
in this room.
That's true. Yeah, we've got 4 plus 2. Okay, there we go, 80.
Nice.
So you got 5 guys.
Oh, back to the
They each get a
stone.
20% chance.
No. I was right on that, by the way. Hey, before we go on,
Yeah, please.
Before
Tell
we
us
go
about
on.
the calculator you found.
if you guys listened to last week's episode with me just losing my mind about calculating the shots in a certain number of White Claw surges, I just want you to know that after Josh and Cory both shit on me relentlessly,
Didn't shit on
Along
you.
with
It was
the rest
just,
of the internet.
It was just the way that you were spouting off the numbers, man. It was wildly impressive, but you definitely sounded like you had to catch Wapner at noon.
Yeah, man, you sounded straight up crazy.
either way, I was right.
Well, congratulations on that.
They don't call crazy genius. There's something there. I don't
You
know.
know what they call crazy geniuses?
job, Rob.
President.
Thank you.
That was super smooth.
Appreciate that.
But I have another party story where people throwing up.
Okay.
So this is actually the night that my fiance and I kind of started dating. And we were throwing a Halloween party as Rob takes a sip from his Rumpelmans bottle. Like you do.
Well, you got to out me to the internet.
Because it's important. If you start saying dumb shit, people need to understand why.
Yeah, they need the context of what's going to happen about an hour from now.
I feel totally fine.
That's
right now,
the way it normally
sure.
starts, buddy.
Yeah, that is how it starts. That's honestly sometimes how it ends. You're still like, I still feel totally fine. And then
Except when
then
you
you run
hear
down
it
your
in-
driveway.
When you hear it in post, though, like that's the way you hear it in your mind. But when you hear it in post, it's like, I feel totally fine.
Well, I mean, when it comes to the running down the driveway part, like even in the moment, like I knew I was fucked up. I was like, I just got to go get this fucking dehumidifier.
In his mind, he was like, I'm running down that hill.
It's true.
I'm going to make a deal
All right,
with
so you
God.
met your girlfriend at a party when a lot of people were throwing up.
So did not meet her then. She and I had known each other for a very long time. But this was the night that we decided, you know what? Let's see where this goes. So it's a Halloween party. I'm dressed as Hunter S. Thompson from Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. I have the yellow aviators. I have a bucket hat, Hawaiian shirt, khaki shorts, the whole deal. She comes dressed as like a beer garden wench person, something. I don't know. She bought it literally just for the party to try and be sexy for me. It was very nice.
Does she still have that outfit?
She does.
All right.
Cool.
Giggity, giggity, giggity. All right.
But there were a bunch of other people. I lived in a house with 2 other guys. It was a 3-bedroom house with 1 bathroom. And that 1 bathroom was a very small bathroom. So there's another girl that shows up. Her name is Allison. She starts making these shots for people. She's very much like a party girl. And they're crazy captain shots. I don't know what goes in them, but they're apparently really delicious, and people are taking them with mass frequency.
That sounds like some shit I would do, for the record.
It's like pineapple juice, Captain, and some other shit. I don't know.
There's always pineapple juice in
There's
it.
a reason for that, Rob.
Yeah.
Kills the burn.
No.
Oh.
That too.
Yep.
Yep.
What are you guys talking about?
Makes the cum taste better,
How would you know?
allegedly.
Oh, okay.
He tested it.
Ugh.
You guys ever like?
Go on, Rob.
No.
Go on, Ryan.
No.
No, the story we derailed a little bit with the. I mean, it's alleged, but I've tried it. It's not. That's,
Wait.
That's
Oh, wait. a minute.
Wait.
I didn't
Please
try.
clarify.
Directly from the
tried
source, or
No, I've tried the pineapple juice, and the response I got was pretty equivocal to non-juiced.
The
You
juice
didn't
is
drink
loose.
enough pineapple
Well, I
juice
just-
then.
Yeah, you
You know,
don't
I-
drink like a gallon of it or
Yeah,
some shit.
you know no, it's not a gallon. You know the like metal tins that are like 32 ounces or
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
64.
you gotta drink one
Yeah.
of those.
You got to drink one of those, and you got to put the little triangle hole in the end of it.
Otherwise, it doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't work if you don't do the right
Understood.
style.
That
hole.
must be where I missed it.
There's a whole
I just-
strategy.
There's like
my
just strictly the airflow, you know.
my response was like, I don't think you drank it right, but that's neither here nor there. You started this, you kicked this off with when you said Allison. This might be something we can get into. I have a theory. It's not a theory. It's science. Women with 3-syllable names can never be trusted. Ever.
All right, that's fair.
And
I could see that.
And now that I've said that, as you all think about it right now, you've never met a sane Tiffany. Just hadn't happened, right?
I mean, there's the one that's saying, "I think we're alone now."
Case in point.
What do you mean? She's not. She is a saint. I think we're alone now.
Yeah, I mean, do you know her personally?
Sure,
Who's the saint?
Tiffany.
The pop artist.
The pop artist from
Do you know who else is a saint?
who's that?
Dorothy.
Dorothy.
Dorothy Mantooth is
Dorothy
a saint.
Mantooth is a saint.
Aha.
That's a 2-syllable name, though.
Dorothy is not a saint.
Dorothy.
If you're from, it's a regional
It's
two-syllable
not
name.
Dorothy.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right. I've never met a Dorothy, but I've met 100 Dorothys.
Right. Yeah. It's,
And it's Southern or not. I mean, again, this holds true to my experience.
this,
All right.
yeah, this is kind of
largely
a-
through the South, even when I've traveled elsewhere.
Sure.
So I'll give you. Man, we've derailed the story, but we're here.
It's fine. I know exactly where I am. We're good.
Okay, we're here now, so we'll just go down this path.
This happens to me all the time, and I always circle back.
Yeah, that's good. Keep your saw sharp right here. So I'll give you a textbook example. You've met in your life a Jennifer.
Yeah,
Okay, everybody here knows a Jennifer.
sure.
Now, if she introduces herself as Jennifer,
No, sir.
no good. But you probably know 100 Jennies
Or Jen.
or Jen who are always cool as shit.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm going through names of people in my head, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ.
You're like, damn it, he's right.
Can I
know.
say shout out Jimmy's mom, Angela, real quick?
Jimmy's mom is a saint.
Angela.
I like that you're outing your mom's name on the podcast.
That just happened. 1 and 2. Does she? I've never had the pleasure of meeting her. but
Unfortunate.
Does she, I feel it? As much as she gets talked about in here, I feel like I know her.
Me too.
Does she introduce herself as Angela?
She usually goes by Angela, yeah. Like when you get closer to her, I feel like she goes by like Angie, maybe.
There we go. So that's.
I feel like it's a pass.
it's different, right?
I feel like her real friends know her as Jimmy's mom, which is
Yeah,
3 syllables.
That's true.
Still 3 syllables.
that's suspect.
That's fair.
That's suspect.
Jimmy's mom is the best though. Shout out Jimmy's mom.
Jimmy's mom, I trust you with my life.
I trust you with my life.
Yeah, ditto. We've never met, but you're spoken of so highly around here that it's just hard not to.
So what's up with Allison over at this
Anyway,
party?
she's making these crazy Captain shots, right? Which apparently has like pineapple, Captain Morgan, some other shit in it. I don't know. People love these things though. they are all the rage. People are down in these things like they are Gatorade on the sideline, you know? And eventually, as the evening wears on, slowly but surely, soldiers start falling. And I go to my room with my now fiance for a little while and come out and like, I just have to pee, right?
As is customary.
And somebody's in the bathroom. There's only one bathroom. I go outside because I'm a man and I can pee anywhere. And I walk all around the house, and like in 4-foot intervals, there are just people throwing up, and somebody is like rubbing their back and saying it's going to be okay. I go by the fence at the back of the backyard. Same thing. 4-foot intervals, people just puking their fucking faces off. Allison is on the front porch just having a great time, smoking cigarettes and that kind of stuff. Like, I can't believe all these people can't handle this.
That's a very typical
Sounds like an
3-syllable
Allison
woman
thing to me. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right?
This checks out, honestly.
So, as the night continues, eventually, my now fiance also has to pee. She does not have the same liberty that I do. She is not much of a squatter, that sort of thing. She tries to go to the bathroom. Guy is still in the bathroom. She's like, oh no. She goes outside because she's going to try and do the squat thing. Finds the same thing that I did. She eventually drives to a gas station that's pretty close to this house to use the restroom there and comes back. We go to sleep. Wake up 3 a.m., whatever. Gotta pee. Dude is still in the bathroom. The door is not locked, though, so I push the door open. And this guy is just, he was dressed as like changing Superman. So like he had like an unbuttoned shirt, had a Superman shirt underneath and that kind of stuff. Open the door and I'm like, hey, buddy. And he like shoots awake for a second. He's like, yeah, what's up, man? I'm like, hey, we only got the one bathroom. Can you like, are you good? Or yeah, man, I'm good. Didn't you say you had to work this morning? Like, yeah, what time is it? It's like 6:30. Fuck, man, I gotta be there at 7. You should probably get going. Yeah, I'm gonna get going. And then he just gets up and leaves like everything's fine. He was just been passed out on the bathroom floor for like 7 hours.
Yeah.
And as soon as someone hears the toilet flush, it's like around, like you just hear doors open and close and people keep coming in and out and like everyone starts using this bathroom like, oh, thank God.
Nice. I mean, that's how it works, though. Someone passes out in the bathroom, ruins it for everyone, and then everyone just immediately is like, oh, bathroom's available? And then
I have to say, I'm usually that guy.
Yeah, Jimmy
passes out in the bathroom?
It's happened multiple times.
Yeah, so if I have like 3 or 4 beers, and at that point I'm pretty loose, you know. So if someone hands me a joint or anything with lots of Delta 8 substances in it, the mixture makes me lock myself in the bathroom and spend lots of time in there.
Lock yourself in the bathroom, order pizza.
Yeah,
It happens.
we've talked about it, but the first time, like, locked myself in the bathroom, threw up a bunch. Hour later, I eat an entire pizza and I'm good.
Yep, that's exactly what happened.
That is what
I have
happened.
photographic evidence.
Oh my.
So
It's really good.
Can I briefly tell you why you having a college roommate that you may or may not have seen his wiener reminded me of a story?
What triggered it was that he may or may not have been inside him.
That was the moment.
Yeah,
That was the moment that I said something. That was not the moment that made me think of it.
Okay.
We don't know that, but okay.
All right. So my high school days were much tamer than I think all the three of you for sure. I don't know about your high school days, Ryan, but I also know you grew up in Texas, so you were probably pretty wild.
I was a straight edge in high school. It all
Were
went
you?
bad in
Like,
college.
so hold on. What did you, of things that are considered illicit, what did you experience in high school?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Like
no alcohol, no tobacco, no sex, no pornography.
the most explicit thing or illicit thing was like porn.
Okay.
And like I touched a boob in
congratulations.
I think it
man.
was like junior year.
Isn't
Maybe
it so
senior year?
weird how they like just feel like you're like holding a bag of sand?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, man, totally relate.
Yeah. What about you, Ryan? How was your high school?
It was not that clean. we had a tendency to play a game on the weekends called Time Travel, where we'd take a couple bars and drink a sixer and wake up wherever we woke up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like I play that time travel game just about every night, buddy.
There was a wide receiver on my football team in high school when I was in Florida that played that game, and he was arrested for beating and setting a homeless man on fire.
Yeah, I don't. Here's the thing. Like I've always, whenever I'm inebriated under anything, I turn into a child. I get very giddy, very giggly. There's not an angry, aggressive bone in my body, with the exception of one when I'm drunk. And I got to tell you, it's
the bone he's talking about is his penis, for clarification, I think.
That's correct. So
it's very aggressive.
Great assumption. Right. 2 or 3 more of these Miller Lights here, and y'all are gonna
we're about to have
a
Appleboy party.
You're gonna have to walk backward out of this room. No. Yeah, so there was that, and we dabbled.
As Jimmy hands him another, like, let's fucking go.
Careful what you wish for, Ginger Gumby.
Fuck yeah, that's a good callback.
You gonna be his pokey?
Oh no. That's so
really,
good.
That's really well played.
So just some context here. Me and Cory are sharing a mic because we have 4 mics tonight. So I didn't have a immediate chance to defend myself, but I agree.
Yeah.
With what? You agree with what part?
No defense.
True.
Ginger Gumby. Fuck me.
Okay.
Ginger Gumby, fuck me. This title of the episode is going to be 4 mics, 5 guys. Just as a heads up.
I feel like we've already used that one, though, because we had the 7 intros, 1 outro, which is a play on 2 Girls, 1 Cup. I think the name of the episode should be Ginger Gumby. And I'm going to get a picture of Gumby, but I'm going to Photoshop it red instead of green.
I think it should be Ginger Gumby and the Horny Texan.
Yes. Yes, very good, Cory. Ginger Gumby and the Horny Texan.
Just
Should
take
it be
Gumby.
orange and not red?
Well, yes, but I would just take the
Whatever.
Gumby picture and then, like,
They don't call him an orange head. They call him a redhead.
outline Jimmy's hairline in, like, goatee structure and then just put it onto Gumby.
That's fine.
All right, we'll figure it out.
That'll look exactly like me.
It really will.
Well, my high school experience was much more similar to Ginger Gumby's than to the rest of you. I was a straight edge, right? So going into college, I was leaving home for the first time. I was going into a dorm room, and my first roommate was a guy that was pledging for a fraternity. And in my first dorm, we had what's called suite mates. So we had 2 rooms with 2 people per room, and the 4 of us shared a bathroom and a shower, right? So you walk in, you got bathroom on the left, shower on the right, room 1, room 2, and you got your bunks and everything. So I got my fancy Dell laptop, and I feel like we've maybe talked about this on the podcast. Have you heard this story?
I think you bought, like, a very, very expensive laptop or something.
I mean, I didn't buy it. I guess it was bought with student loans that I'm still paying for, but, like, I didn't buy it with money out of my own pocket that I've been saving. Bought it with money that I was going to pay later. But anyway, yeah, had this fancy Dell laptop, went into the room, got everything set up. And the first weekend that I went home to see my parents, my roommate at the time had a frat party or something, came home drunk, pissed all over the bathroom. Like, it got on the ceiling, on the walls and everything. And when you have suite mates, it's kind of your responsibility as the group of 4 of you to keep your stuff clean. You don't have, like, people who come and clean the community bathroom like you do when you have just, like, this big one at the end of the hall. And so he pissed all over the place, shut the door, had a, like, half-eaten melted cheeseburger that was, like, melted onto my brand new Dell laptop. And all my shit was everywhere. All my clothes were out of my drawers and everything. And I get home, or I get back to the dorm, and I walk in to, like, the foyer area before you get into the rooms.
Fancy.
And I guess our suite mates heard me come in, and they immediately came out and, like, approached me and said, "Hey, man, you got to clean all this up. It's disgusting. I was like, clean all of what up? And they were like, your roommate told us what you did. I was like, what did I do? And they were like, you pissed everywhere, man. And I was like, what do you mean? I haven't even been here. And they opened the door, and I guess it had been in there for like 2 days, just with this ammonia buildup. As soon as they opened it, it's just like waft, right? And then I walk into the room, and my brand new laptop has melted cheeseburger like in the keys, and got really pissed off. So worked with my like the housing department or whatever at the college. Immediately got transferred into another dorm, and this dorm had like a hallway community bathroom, which was a better situation. But I had this roommate named Don, and Don was also pledging in a fraternity. And so he would frequently come home very, very late at night, very, very drunk. And I would attempt to not engage with him in conversation, because when he would come home that late, he would just want to talk for hours about bullshit and didn't make any sense and stuff like that. So if I was awake when he came home, I would pretend to be asleep. But one night this backfired on me, because I could tell he wanted to talk to me. So I was laying facing the wall, pretending to be asleep. I feel his presence like hovering over me, looking to see if I'm awake. He's like, hey man, are you awake? And I like did my best fake sleep impersonation, didn't say anything. And then I hear like the Windows 95 sound or whatever, the wong, as his laptop fires up.
Oh man.
And then immediately I hear
Oh yeah.
the porn happening. And so these dorm rooms are very, very small. So this guy's sitting like 3 feet from me, just fapping incessantly with this super loud porn as I'm trying to pretend to continue to be asleep. It was just an awful, awful situation. I think that may have been what led me to drink initially.
I think on the other side of things, we've got single syllable guys are a problem. We've got Rob, which you normally go by.
Hey, fuck you.
We've got Dom, apparently.
No, not Dom.
What was his name?
Don.
Don.
Like
Both-
short for Donald.
Yeah.
That's a really old name.
It is.
That's Donald. You don't
Yeah.
hear a lot of, you don't meet a lot of young Donalds.
Like the duck.
Right.
Also got James
Josh.
and Josh.
It seems like one syllable names are fine.
Yeah.
No.
What are you talking about? What's wrong with me?
Come on.
Come on, where?
Yeah, tell me.
I think future Josh is more rambunctious than past Josh.
All right, with that, let's go ahead and take a break.
The Pub Time Podcast is for blue-collar, hard-working, beer-drinking men and women who need a break from the daily grind.
That's right. We talk about beer, sports, hot topic current events, and true crime while mixing in our own brand of dark humor.
So sit your ass down and crack a cold one with the boys from Illinois.
Buckle up, bitches. It's pub time.
You're listening to the Appleboys podcast. Now back to your hosts, Josh, Cory, Rob, and Jimmy.
Well, that was a fun break, and we're back.
Maybe I need to get out more.
We just watched, by recommendation of one of our friends, other Rob, Wet Ass Peggy Rob, we just watched OnlyFans Dad on YouTube, and highly recommend that you check it out. It was quite funny. What was your favorite part, Ryan?
The wakeboard.
He's talking about getting the
whole-
big
that's a
house
good
at the
one.
lake this year. And you like to water ski, or you one of those wakeboard pussies?
Oh shit! The token's going off.
Just can you turn that down for me a little bit? No, not up. Oh god.
Listen to your father.
That's good stuff. You guys should check that out. It's OnlyFans Dad. Don't type that into Google. Type that into YouTube, and you'll be led the right way.
Yep. It is NSFW.
Yeah.
Depending on where you W, it might be SFW.
I don't know of any W's that you can be at where that would be SF.
If you're a sex worker, it's probably fine.
Well, yeah.
Or a
What?
comedian. Or a podcaster. It's probably fine if you're a podcaster.
I suppose.
Probably works too if you have an OnlyFans account.
Yeah.
Yeah. If that's your W, then it's definitely SFW.
Yeah. True.
True.
So for the back half of the episode, we really wanted to take advantage of Ryan being here in more ways than one.
Nice.
He sent us a list of topics, so we're just gonna go down those like a punch list.
We are. So Ryan has listened to most of our episodes. He's not quite caught up on the back catalog just yet. But one of the most recent episodes that he listened to was the one where we talked about the bidet. For those of you who don't remember that episode, you can go back to our back catalog and check out the one that's titled bidet, and you'll hear it. But Ryan's actually a bidet owner, so I'm interested to hear his perspective on the bidet.
Greatest day of my life. Greatest day of my life was the day that I brought that into my home. Highly, highly recommended.
Was it a big day?
It was
What was that?
I'll tell you right now. I spent a lot of time in there that day. You know what I found?
Was Ludacris just on the podcast?
No, that's a DMX.
DMX.
Yeah. My bad.
That's correct. Rest in peace, DMX.
That's one of the, like, there are really two acts that I really wish that I could have seen live. Prince and DMX.
Man, Prince and I was about to say that Prince was up there.
Like Beastie Boys is up there as well.
Yeah, that's up there for me too.
No, but
I'm trying to think of anything else.
But I will tell you that bringing home the bidet was the greatest. I was actually, a buddy of mine introduced me to it. He outfitted his entire house with it, and the first time that I saw them, I had the similar reaction to the video that we watched, and I had some trepidation. We'll say had some trepidation.
Did your buddy tell you that his whole family anal so clean?
Yes, in less broken English, but yes.
Nice.
It was, man. And I was, but again, I was, I kind of, came from the perspective that, hell no, buddy, I pee standing up. But the reality is my whole family anal clean, and when you guys talked before about the toilet paper shortage, I was a god among ants during that dark and perilous time.
So do you keep toilet paper at your house anyway?
Yeah, absolutely. So I wanted to clarify that as a I've lived that lifestyle for several years now, prior to the shortage and then subsequently. And yeah, to Rob's point, you got to keep the paper around. That's still a critical part of the process. I do have the luxury of the dryer. I splurged for that. I will tell you that one of the other features that I thoroughly enjoy, number one, heated seat. If you've not experienced that in your life, you're not living. And then secondly, the warm water feature it's everything.
I'm sure. I can't imagine just having tap cold water just sprayed right in the bunghole.
So fun fact, you do need power there, and when the power flickers and it resets, you have to re-engage the warming of both seat and water. And if you're not prepared for that, you're not paying attention because maybe you went out of town for a couple days, you came home, the power flickered while you were out.
A little shock.
You get down on it, and it's it's not the pleasurable sensation that, Josh, I know you're eagerly looking forward to when you take the ride.
Listen, I do want to ask you about that, but I also want to recommend a solution for you. You need a battery backup for your bidet.
Damn right.
Like you need a little small UPS. For your bidet.
So they cover the heated water in Tacoma FD in an episode, and apparently the perfect temperature of water is like 82 degrees. And it's like a life-changing experience, apparently.
So you danced around it a little bit, but one of the things we talked about in the episode was I asked Rob if he had ever tried to use it for more than just cleaning. Have you done that?
Oh, I mean, of course. There's without question. It's a phenomenal experience. Listen, I
love this. I'm so on board for the bidet.
when I heard you guys danced around it when you talked about it previously, and I was so inspired during that episode that motivated every bit of like, I was like, man, we got to do this.
Listen
that was
listen
the
to the
second best day of my life.
The Appleboys are out here changing hearts and changing minds.
Changing lives, man. Listen,
Like, it's unbelievable.
Best day of my life, buying the bidet.
So-
Second day, best day of my life, spraying it on my balls. Third best day, children.
So
I got married in there too.
yeah,
Which I feel I'd be remiss.
that's number
if I didn't-
4.
Well, I mean, no, it has to be number one.
That's a strong 4.
Did you have to do any calibration when it came to lining it up?
Yeah, of course. I mean, listen, we're all different. We're
Sure.
You didn't get the laser guided model? I mean, you got all the other bells and whistles, so
Well, so I'm not familiar with the laser guided.
the Poo Terminator, you didn't get that edition?
That shit's got like LiDAR or some shit.
the
built into it.
B1000.
Yeah. Maps out your butthole.
Yeah, so Facebook has a new division. Well, it's technically Meta now, but it's the Meta bidet, where they use AI from Facebook buttholes to
Asshole tracking.
Yeah, asshole tracking. The Meta bidet.
I'm already on record saying I'm okay with China having my rectum in a database.
Yeah. That's
It's
how
not
they get
China. This is solely
It's all China.
Zuck. Zuck is analyzing the bungholes, and he's the AI.
I don't know, man. Like, no laser tracking required for me. Whenever I lined up mine, like, I just put that shit in place, and I was like, I wonder if I'll have to hold, because it just immediately hit me.
Do you think that's because you have such a massive asshole?
No, I'm tight as a fucking... I can't finish that sentence in a good way.
It's like a pink starfish down there, you know?
I was kind of a slut in college, so it pretty much gets me whenever.
True.
So, what I will say is I don't have the laser feature for mapping. What I do have is an oscillating option.
Ooh.
I don't know why you would need that.
Oh,
I do.
once you've
You don't
experienced
know
it,
until you've tried it, buddy.
I
once
do.
you've experienced it, you'll know exactly why you need that.
You ever heard of prostate milking? You got to get that side to side motion.
Yeah, stretch out, both sides of the walls, buddy.
I like that finger motion that you just did. This is why we need video podcasting, so that we can see all of the details, because Cory just did this little finger wag when he said prostate milking. And I was like, yeah, I could see. Clearly, he's done this before. He knows the way.
Yes, I've seen Eurotrip.
Oh,
That was Eurotrip, right?
probably.
I think so.
I really don't think we should get into this tonight because we got a lot of stuff to talk about, but it just made me think of something. So, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, and I was watching a video podcast preview from another podcast that just did an episode, and they asked the question, what is, I don't remember if it was what is the weirdest or what is the most shameful, but I think it was what is the weirdest way you've ever cleaned up after masturbating. And the clip, the guy that answered the question, he's laying in his bed, and he said he was in a bad place at the time. And when he was finished, he reached over for the only thing he had on his bedside table, which was a birthday card from his grandmother.
Oh my God. That's worse than what I was going to say.
And they were like, no, not Graham.
That's
Sorry,
worse than what I was
Cam.
going to say. Yeah.
So we should cover that sometime. Like we should should talk about that.
While we're here,
guys-
what were you going to say?
I guess here we are.
You guys ever just Buffalo Bill it up?
You just rub the lotion on its skin.
lotion on its skin.
God.
Oh, like right on your stomach.
Oh.
It does this whenever it's told.
You're so hairy, Rob.
Like, how long does it take to get that out? Because it like,
That's what gives me my spiked tips.
oh God.
Oh, shit.
So
He
that's
just
not a
goes-
natural curl in your hair.
He goes
That's a
full,
negative.
There's something about Mary. It's bad.
As far as shame, like, never mind. We can't get into this.
As far as shame is concerned.
Please go on.
No, you don't. You clearly don't have any, which is endearing and amazing.
I mean, I think I've used just about anything to clean up, besides like a
Like a birthday card from your grandmother?
Yeah. Yeah, that's going a little bit far. But, you know, just random article of clothing, or if I'm just like really like I don't fucking know. I just, you know, it's a softening protein-filled moisturizer that'll really just
Jesus fucking Christ, Rob.
in a pinch.
Robert is the study group for stem cells and skin care. Let's just put it that way.
It's true. I've got a lot of stem cells.
How about you, Jimmy?
Entire civilizations lost.
That's true.
I don't have any weird cleanup situations, mostly because my mom listens to this podcast. But you have to be prepared for these kind of things. Like, I make sure I have the equipment, you know?
I can see Jimmy like making a ritual out of it. Like he
He's
lights
got
a candle.
He's got
he
a
brings
fucking checklist.
like the full box of tissues beside. He like preps the bed by like making it just perfect. It gets the room temperature right, lowers the lights, gets like 3 different magazines so that if one of them's not as interesting tonight, he has a backup option. Because we still use magazines.
I was gonna say,
it's
Yeah.
2022.
Was he
What the
was he
fuck,
jerking
man?
off in the backseat of a DeLorean?
Jimmy is
Yeah.
the Zoomer of the group, and
Yeah,
he
Jimmy's
knows
never
what
used
a
a
porno
magazine.
mag is.
He has no idea.
Like, all of these things are true.
Exactly.
No, sometimes I'm just like, wouldn't it be hot if I just fucking just finished all over my chest?
What? Rob, can you think about the things you're saying before you say them, please?
Well, as soon as I do, I'm like, oh, damn
You,
it.
you like say to yourself like, "Oh yeah, come on my tits."
Yeah, I mean, it's like in the middle.
All right. So
Oh, so you can
Yeah.
shoot with precision.
Well, you know.
That's incredible.
all right. So
He's a regular Peter North here. Let me tell you.
there's a 0% chance that you haven't, using that methodology, accidentally hit your face.
You're not wrong.
But have you ever like
He just
gotten
uses it as
in your
beard
eye
oil,
or
you
in
know?
your mouth?
Is that how you learned about pineapple?
In your eye or in your mouth?
Yeah. What do you mean?
Just that's not normal. Like,
Wait, have you guys not?
no.
The thing that I don't understand about this scenario, like there's some math that's not checking out. All right.
Go on.
So your method of masturbation, there's no way it goes straight up to your chest and face.
I don't do that every time.
It would go all over the room.
that's
It's like a
special
sprinkler
times,
system.
okay? You can't do that every
Yeah,
time.
I don't do that every time.
Okay, if you say so. That's not the impression that I got.
I see the look you're giving Ryan. It's pretty good. 8% seltzer.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, Ryan is like hearing me talk about just coming all over my own chest, and he's like, I gotta get a drink.
I might reach for that Rumpelmans, but I don't know if I want to touch that bottle.
Well, you know, I haven't used that to clean up. I'll tell you that much.
Not yet.
It's the only thing. Then it's the only thing left that hadn't been used.
Hey, Rob, is that the same bottle from the party that went wrong?
We don't talk about that.
Yeah. I still have the Jameson bottle from that party that went wrong, and that's the same one. So that bottle is cursed.
Seems to be working well for me.
It's the only time I've seen Rob blackout drunk. I think we've talked about this.
Hey Ryan, what's your favorite TV show ever?
Oh, it's King of the Hill by far.
That Rumpelman's bottle's got streaks on it.
Streaks of what kind?
Smudges.
Just I don't know, but there's definitely streaks.
It looks like ectoplasm, like a fucking spirit has been here.
I think it's stem cells.
Could you describe the viscosity?
I can't.
Touch it.
Very
No.
much so.
I
Is
will
it
not.
is it viscous?
No.
Rob is currently attacking Cory with his viscous Rumble Mints bottle.
Anyway, I'm sorry, Ryan. I didn't mean to cut you off. King of the Hill?
No, it's fine. Yeah, no, I love that show, man. That show, it might be the most accurate depiction of what life in West Texas actually is, even as a cartoon. There's never been a live aired show that does a better job creating those caricatures and the personas that exist on there. I mean, like every single town out there, in West Texas has somebody from that show that actually lives there. The names are interchangeable, but everybody knows a Dale.
That's true.
I feel like that's every town in America, though, really.
It's
No.
not.
No.
It's not.
Town, maybe, if you're talking about like if you're using town synonymously with like gathering of people, so like city versus community, whatever.
Yeah.
Then sure, town is probably accurate. but like it's kind of specific to like small town rural America for sure.
Well, it's where they, the way that they find the way they find community, how they hang, the alleyways behind the houses.
Oh yeah,
that they stand in. Like that's a real
That's
thing.
real for
It's
sure.
100% real, and it's literally every city on the west side of Texas. Like I spent a lot of time.
hell yeah. Do you have an alley behind your house?
I do. So I live on the other side, but I had I spent a lot of my childhood out there. We got a lot of family from all over the state, and we spent an immense amount of time in like the Panhandle and West, and so it's hyper nostalgic for me.
Hell yeah.
On a fun and related note, I actually share a birthday with Mike Judge. So
Ooh, very nice.
Oh, shout out Mike Judge.
Shout
so
out
that-
Mike Judge indeed. I cannot wait. August 4th. New Beavis and Butthead.
New
So
Beavis?
excited.
Nice.
saw that.
So very excited.
They're bringing King of the Hill back as
Yeah.
well. They're
Is
in the-
that
I hope
that
they don't screw
official?
it up.
Yeah, so they
I've heard
announced
rumors.
it. They announced it. He announced it. They were in the works of it, but they're bringing the band back together, and I don't know what it's going to be based on.
I heard it's going to be like
Bobby-
in the future, and Bobby's
yeah,
going to be an
is-
adult or
Bobby
a
is-
teenager or
yeah,
something.
well, no, Bobby is going to be Hank's age,
Okay,
and Hank is going to be Cotton's age, is what I heard.
Yep.
But
that's wild.
I saw a meme today that it was a King of the Hill frame, and it was the softball game where I think Peggy like won the game or something like that.
Correct.
She gets her they get the Gatorade dumped on them for winning, and in the final frame of that they show the back of them, and Peggy has Gatorade on her butt, and Hank does not. And the meme said like, I didn't know this until today when my wife pointed it out, but Peggy has Gatorade on her butt, but Hank's is so flat that it doesn't get wet from
Because
the Gatorade.
he has diminished
Yeah.
glutes. Yeah, it cost him a lawnmower race, man. It was a sad day.
What a great
Sad day
episode.
at the Durndal County mower races.
That was so
Yeah.
good. I think my favorite one is where he starts taking testosterone and Peggy like sneaks it in and starts like rubbing it on him and stuff. He's like, God, I feel great.
That's a phenomenal episode.
I thought that was the I thought you were talking about the episode with Macho Man Randy Savage in it.
That's that was the one where Bill has to
Bill starts doing roids or something.
yeah. So
Yeah.
well, he has to get in shape,
like he tries to become the bulldozer again.
Yeah.
and that was the one where he had to get in shape for PT. And so he starts working out, and he goes to the gym, and these guys are like, "You don't need that. You need, you got to max your pump." And they start working out in his garage because they can't work out at the local gym. And he ends up getting a hernia in his garage, and it's like lays there for 2 days, and until Hank finds him. Yeah.
So, what is your favorite King of the Hill character, and which King of the Hill character do you relate with personally the most?
Oh man, it's so embarrassing because the reality is I've got so much Hank in me. My God,
Why is that embarrassing? He's so
he's
I think
so steady,
he's so
but
incredible.
he is, and I'm not nearly. I don't consider myself to be nearly as square, but definitely relate to that. I actually
Well, you're on this podcast, so you're obviously not square.
there we go. I actually used to drive the same truck, and it was maroon, just like his little extended cab Ford Ranger. It was a '93 Ford Ranger 4-cylinder 5-speed. It looked just like his truck. And when I had it, I was in a younger man, different place in life. I had to do a lot of work. Worked a lot on that thing to keep it running while times were tight as a young man, and I think back to one of the early episodes of the show where he's like, "Well, I'm gonna have to break down and buy a new carburetor. Dale, can I get a ride to the AutoZone?" And I can relate so much to that. I put 3 clutches in that truck, man. I replaced everything in that truck, and it was
awesome.
exactly the same. So I think I would have to relate to that. You can't watch that show for more than 2 or 3 episodes and not love Dale. If Dale's not your favorite character, I mean, you've just never seen it. And Cotton's great. Cotton's also,
I think
way up
Boomhauer
there.
is probably my favorite.
Yeah, I mean, Boomhauer adds a ton of color to it. Like I'll tell you this, he adds a ton of color to the show.
He had a ton of color in the show.
Dang on Boomhauer, man. I hate Peggy so much.
I think that's
But-
what the show wants. Though.
Of course, right? And it's so necessary for all of it to work together. But some of the more Peggy-centric episodes are not my favorite.
Cringy.
I like the feet one.
I like the Mexico. I like the one where they go to Mexico.
Peggy's feet was a good one.
Yeah.
Or when she goes to Mexico.
I was just
and
about to say that
kidnaps Lupe.
the feet is like my least favorite episode.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, that shit's so funny to me.
Now, when she goes to Mexico, that one is great, just because that's where "Me llamo Peggy" comes from.
Yeah, that one's good too.
That's so good.
Yep. Her being a substitute Spanish teacher that has like no try at like any kind of accent at all is so funny to me. She's like the most American
Si
Spanish
entende.
accent. Yeah.
When she gets a job with Alamo Beer and has to do customer service, and she's like, "Oh, I speak Spanish." And she's like, "Oh, taking calls from Mexico. Oh, si, el vomito, el diarrhea."
Oh no. So Ryan, let me ask you a question. Is your Ford Ranger the truck that you were driving when you started formulating your point of view around drinking and driving versus drinking while driving?
1,000% yes.
So you want to tell us about that?
Well, I don't know if it's a perspective as much as it is what I believe to be a constitutional right, or at least it should be. So I think there's a vast difference in drinking and driving, which is terrible and horrible, and drinking while driving, which again should be a constitutional right of ours. Like I feel like if you get off of work,
You've had a stressful day.
you've had a rough day.
Full disclaimer: this podcast is satire.
It's all hypothetical.
You get off work and you tie one on at a happy hour to the point that you're unsafe to drive a vehicle. You have no business back there, right? Like that I would consider drinking and driving.
Right. Be responsible like the Appleboys, get an Uber.
That's correct. Now, if you want to crack open a single Miller Lite Tallboy on the transit in traffic from your place of work to where you're headed, and you're going to end up there and not have to cruise around a ton, I feel like throwing a Tallboy in your lap on the way to somewhere should be significantly less penalized.
You know what? I at first I was like, what's the difference? But I'm seeing it and I can kind of get behind that.
Look, the roadie should be a staple. I mean, like that's having a roadie is an American thing as there ever was.
So in our state, as a passenger, totally fine.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am gonna move tomorrow
Hell
And
yeah.
I
and
love
then
that.
hire a driver.
Yeah.
I learned that I guess the hard way, kind of, because one of the guys that I used to work with, Ryan, we would be driving home after going to the bar, and I'd be like pretty sober, like I was good to drive. He was fucked up, and all of a sudden from the back seat, I'd just hear, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? And he'd find beer in the car that I didn't know I had, and just start fucking drinking it down. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing?
So they were just like sitting in the car.
I
So
guess.
they're like
Those
car
are-
temp beers.
Those are car beers.
Oh, gross.
Yeah.
It's like a shower beer but warmer.
Yeah, but I mean, like, so the guy that we used to work with had trunk beers.
Yeah.
And he would frequently, "Oh, you got to try this. Here, let me give you this trunk beer." And like, you should probably put that in the fridge. Like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking put it in the fridge. Like,
No, I've had a trunk beer outside of Dick's Sporting Goods
God.
with this man that you're speaking of.
oh my,
Yeah, it was fucking disgusting because it was like a double fucking porter. Oh, it was gross.
And you tried that?
Yeah, I was like,
he didn't
wrong
just
with you?
try it;
I
he finished it.
I finished it because I was like, I'm not gonna waste this. This is
I
like
ain't
an
no
$8
quitter.
beer.
Just so I can catch up to this. The trunk beer, is it like, does it sit in the trunk?
It's always in the trunk.
Indefinitely.
Okay,
It's
so
always
so
there.
it rides there. It's seasoned.
It rides
Yes.
there
In the
it
trunk.
dies
Now-
there.
Yeah.
Trunk beer for life.
So is it like secured, or does it just
It
roll
jostles.
It jostles.
around
So,
aimlessly?
It could potentially jostle. It's
in a box.
They're in a box or in like the little 4-pack
I got it.
things or whatever.
I
but like,
was thinking,
what
like-
happens, happens. You know.
No, it's not just free balling cans in the fucking trunk.
That's what I thought. So I was
No,
like, you know, like when you put a tennis ball in your, you know, if you put a tennis ball, like it'd bounce around.
Yeah,
and
sure.
It's not that.
No, it's not. It's not quite that unsophisticated. Like we have standards.
Well, I thought it might contribute to the
Barely.
aging and seasoning process, but
No, it's just, you know, honestly, if it's in like the fall or the winter, it's very pleasant. But if you're in the dead of summer, if it's fucking July and you're having a trunk beer,
Buddy, you're an alcoholic. That's
it's
what
not,
you are.
It's not a good time.
yeah, you're a couple steps away from drinking Listerine at that point.
You're like, oh yeah, this is a coffee porter stout, and you're like, this is muddy asshole Listerine. It's not good.
For the record, Rob has drank Josh's used Listerine on the podcast.
For the record, I don't remember that, so it didn't happen.
The rest of the internet remembers it.
They sure do.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
I just like the
Forever.
if you listen to that episode, it's you dare me to drink that, and then just immediately, what? Why did you do that? Thank you for listening to the Appleboys podcast. We wrap that shit up quick.
That was, man, what a moment that was.
Yeah.
Jimmy, you weren't here for that, were you?
I was.
You were? Okay.
That was the night Rob fell down the hill trying to get the dehumidifier.
Oh, yeah. That was that night. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, right before that happened. So, for some context,
Jimmy and I got the fuck out after that.
Listen,
like we knew it was about to go bad.
Ryan, you're gonna get this when you catch up, and so I don't want to rehash it for the entire audience, but since you're here, I'll give you a real quick rundown. I had to go on vacation the next morning, and it was a late night, and we were leaving early. So when I stopped to get beer, I also got some Listerine so that I could kind of keep things fresh, but I didn't have anything to spit it in, and I'd gotten bottles of Miller Lite that night, so I'm spitting my Listerine into a Miller Lite bottle, and Cory and I were arguing that the amount that I was spitting out was more than I was taking in. And he wanted me to pour the Listerine back into the Listerine bottle to prove that it was the same amount of volume. And I was like, I'm not going to do that because I don't want to waste the rest of the Listerine. And Rob's like, you dare me to drink it? And we're like, no, man, don't do it. Don't do it. And then immediately he grabs it and he doesn't like swish it around and spit it back out. He chugs the whole fucking bottle and just swallows it. And he's like, oh, it's so minty. This is after it was swished around in my mouth.
Oh my god!
So bad.
Hey, how much more of that Rumplemints do you need to get down before you take a sip of my coffee cup over here?
Oh no.
Most of it, because I know it's in there. Yeah.
Oh man.
Ryan be dipping the backer.
Honestly,
gross.
I'd rather do Listerine. I'd rather
For
do,
sure.
Oh, yeah.
No
yeah,
question.
Recycled Listerine versus recycled tobacco juice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's-
man.
gross.
You'd have to,
there are a few liquids in this world that could be more wretched.
I know this sounds crazy, but I actually do remember recycled Listerine. I don't remember anything after it, but I do remember the taste of it, and it just tastes like Listerine. Like,
well, yeah, I mean, that's all it was. It's just, it had swished around in my mouth, and all the shit that it cleans out of your mouth was like spit back into the bottle.
I mean, you could fold me.
Now it's inside Robert.
No, I doubt
Not
it is
anymore.
But regarding that cup over there that you got, it would take the vast majority of a winning Mega Millions ticket this Friday for $1.02 billion to get me to drink that.
This is my favorite topic. It's never as much as you think it is.
No, I know. It's less than that.
What would actually be your number for that?
Less than $1 billion.
It is fucking high. That's for sure.
I think I'd do that for like 15K.
I would not do it for $100K.
Really? I don't think that's true.
I would not. If you had it cash on the table, I would not do it.
I doubt it. If I had $100,000
Would not do
in
it.
cash on the table, there's no way.
Would not do it.
Not a chance. I don't believe you.
Promise you, I would not.
Don't believe you at all.
Would you do it for $100K, Jimmy?
I absolutely would.
Are you fucking $100K? $100,000?
Yeah.
First off,
money's
that's like,
not that.
That's tax free, by the way.
Yeah.
Tax
Yeah.
free.
Yeah, tax free 100K, no problem.
I wouldn't.
100K in cash. Are you shitting me?
You do it, Cory, for $100K?
Oh, man, I'd really have to think about it.
Are you shit? What is wrong with you people? $100,000.
You've obviously never swallowed tobacco juice before.
I would do anything for
I would do most things for $100,000.
If it was somebody else's, obviously, I'd have to think about it. But I mean, like, I've been swallowing it for
Yeah, sure. I mean, for if it's your own, it's different. But like, just some rando. I mean, I know you, so it would be more likely that I would be willing to do this. But like, just some guy walks up to you, like, "Hi."
If you tell me,
take a swig off this spitter.
Yeah.
if you tell me that this guy is like if I'm not gonna get like infected by this, like if he doesn't have fucking hepatitis or something, I'm doing it for 100K. Are you shitting me? Any person in the world.
Well, you just said you'd do it for 15K. So
It's
Yeah,
true.
if
You
it's
did say you
Ryan's.
do for 15K.
Wow, I
No, I would
really
pay
sweet,
him
man.
15K for that. What do you? I don't understand.
That's really sweet.
I mean,
man.
if he fucking gets through this Rumble Mints bottle, he'll do it for free. You know?
You're not wrong.
I'm like,
You dare me?
hey Rob, I'll sell you this spitter for $10.
He'll be like,
Done.
"Fuck yeah."
Yeah.
I genuinely wouldn't do it for 100K. I've decided I wouldn't do it.
Okay. I'm just not gonna put both of your kids through college for a minute of displeasure.
Let's be honest. It's going to be a lot more than 100K by the time
probably
that Josh's kids are ready for college.
Probably
My
put
kids
one
also-
kid through 2 years.
My kids also have
Yeah.
529Cs that are well funded and continuously funded. I'm not worried about putting them through college.
Whatever, man. I'm
Like,
just. Well, I'm saying that's.
I'm
an
not saying I
equivalent
don't
amount
need
of
money,
I understand.
right? I'm not wealthy beyond the point of wanting to have money, but I have standards, and I would not drink somebody's spit out tobacco spit for $100,000.
Like, don't get me wrong. I'm going to buy a Mega Millions ticket tomorrow.
Yeah, me too. I want that billion.
I might even buy like 10 of them.
That's $20.
Yep. I will put $20 in the pot to try and win $1 billion.
Yep, me
Like
too.
300 million after taxes.
Yep, that's about right. 300 million's gonna get you.
I'll be doing fine
Yeah,
with
you'll be
300
fine.
million. Don't get me wrong, but man, isn't that
You
just
guys
bonkers
will
to
probably
think
get a
about?
fifth mic.
Yeah, but we could definitely afford a bigger podcast mixer.
I have a fifth mic in my vehicle right at the bottom of Rob's driveway, and it's the same as these other four. But Jimmy's piece of shit splitter thing doesn't work.
Jimmy's thingamabobber was grounding out.
First off, it's definitely not made for that. We were trying to make it work.
Yep.
But it's fine.
Fuck you, Josh.
If I have an opportunity to shit on Jimmy on the podcast, I'm going to do it.
Josh sucks.
Yep. So we all agree that
Josh sucks.
drinking and driving is
No.
not good, but drinking while driving is okay sometimes.
I'm just thinking about how 100K would fix like most of my problems.
Same.
I'm not gonna lie, but I agree with what you're saying. But that was what was on my mind.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, 100K would take pressure off of just about anybody. Like anybody that's listening to this podcast, anyway. Like
That's fair.
the people who 100K wouldn't take any pressure off of are not listening to this podcast.
That's true.
Probably not.
Maybe Eric.
Ryan, have you told Eric about the podcast?
No.
Shout out Eric.
Yeah, shout out Eric.
Ryan, what sorts of things would you not drink for $100,000?
Ooh, for 100K.
Would you
Raw
drink
sewage?
Would you drink a 2-ounce shot of Rob's jism?
No.
He
For
really
$100,000.
He really
Man.
thought about that.
What if he drank pineapple juice first and he did the little triangle thing on the lid? The triangle
100
thing.
in cash. I mean, here's the thing.
Tax free.
When
Untraceable.
Rob keeps saying, if I have 100 in cash, and I keep thinking about like, what is $100,000 in cash?
That's so much money.
It's a good chunk. I mean, it really is. It's a good chunk.
But when you see it in person, it's far less impressive.
yeah, it's
So
Not if
you're
it's
just like,
not
oh,
if it's
that's
in
all there
ones and
is.
twos.
I mean, that's an unrealistic way to
Nobody-
deliver $100,000.
nobody has a briefcase full of twos.
Clemson fans might.
KG does.
Bang, 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 bang.
Man, a 2-ounce pour. You could shoot it.
Yeah.
I mean,
And it's going to taste like pineapple.
He could shoot it, not even in a glass. He could just shoot it.
I could take it straight from the hose. That's
Yeah, it'd be hard to control the disbursement.
not the way Rob shoots, apparently.
Apparently.
No, I'm not talking about it'd be hard to
great
get it in
control.
there. I'm talking about it'd be hard to control the amount. Like
Well, there's
you might get
no
more than
way.
2 ounces.
There's no way he could produce 2 ounces in one go, though.
you want to fucking bet?
You'd be surprised. He's got like
No,
a.
I
You can let it build up for a little
I had
while.
there was a
week.
a girl that there was a girl I had relations with, and high school and college that
She got the 2 ounces out of you.
so this was her, that we were so bad at communicating to one another.
Full drip.
Yeah. We were so bad at communicating our interest for one another that at one point this was the proverbial straw that broke the camel's back that put us both over the hump, as it were. But she made a comment to me one time that she's like, oh, I recently read that when a guy comes, it's a teaspoon. It's a teaspoon of produce. Like, that's how much a guy can produce. And I thought to myself, she wants to know. And it turned out that she did. And it was a great time.
We had a sexual cooking show.
That's correct. Measured and everything.
It's accurate. I just Googled it.
Could you see you with your Pampered Chef teaspoon?
That's correct. It's powder blue with an ergo grip.
On average, men expel between 1.25 and 5 milliliters, aka 1/4 of a teaspoon to 1 teaspoon of semen each time they ejaculate. And for context, 1 teaspoon is about 1/5 of an ounce, a little less than. So you'd have to do
What, 8
10
cum shots?
10 times the normal, 12 times the normal.
See, and that's gonna
ejaculate.
be a problem, man, because I don't think I could, I think if you let it sit.
What if we keep it under a warmer?
If he takes a volumizer
Or
a couple days prior,
I'm gonna need you. All right. The only way we're gonna know this is to go to a gas station and get a handful of those pills at the counter.
Take some beta alanine and just some zinc.
or what if we just
horny goat weed?
Yep.
what if we just invite everyone who listens to the podcast?
Oh no!
Jimmy's Von Miller.
Oh
Just
no!
go in to just jizz into a cup.
Yeah.
I'm
Is that what
not.
we're talking about?
I'm not gonna drink Bukkake Cup.
For 100.
Just so we're clear.
Wait, what's the dollar amount for that?
For
There
Bukkake
is a
Cup?
dollar amount, yeah.
For Bukkake Cup?
Yeah.
Oh shit, man.
Does it start with an M or a B?
Oh no, I mean it.
If,
probably
it starts with a B,
starts with an M.
I'm gonna tell you right now, you're a fucking liar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely starts with an M.
I mean, I could see a world where it might even be a T,
Oh shit.
Correct.
like half an M. You know what I mean?
But not
I mean, five hundo's real money, man. Like
No shit.
five hundo's real money. Like five hundo is legitimately like, at this venture, like
right.
that's life changing money.
All right, so let me throw a little kink into the equation.
This is quite kinky already.
Doesn't it piss you off that there's people in this world that like that's just like no, I still wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I mean,
500,000 is
know,
nothing.
I know some guys that like blow that in a Super Bowl bet.
Yeah, you and me both,
and
buddy.
it's crazy.
Yep. So the number is 2.5 million for Bukkake Cup, 2 ounces, various different semens from various different men's, with or without
Both known and
pineapple.
unknown.
The only thing we do know is that there are no STDs to be had. However, you have to drink it all and keep it down. You can't throw up. If you throw up, you don't get any money.
Does he get a chaser?
Nope. Just got to drink it, keep it down.
How long do you have to keep it down?
1 hour.
I mean, I feel like I could do it. 2.5. I mean, dude, I think I might even do it for $500,000.
I mean, Lil Kim did it for free.
You think you can keep it down though?
That's the concern. I honestly,
That's the
I don't
problem
think I
for
could.
me. I have such a sensitive stomach. There's, like if that kicker was on there, there's no way. There's no way I'd throw up immediately. It would like get near my mouth. I'd be like, ugh.
I have a narrow esophagus.
That's true. Don't make fun of me.
Yeah. He has a disability.
It's true.
To answer your question, like I'm trying to think of liquids that I would not ingest for 100K. And like
antifreeze.
Battery acid.
Antifreeze,
I
arsenic.
mean, if it's gonna kill me or put me in the hospital, like I'm pretty much out.
Anything that's gonna make me like sick is not. I'm not doing it for 100K.
Chance of death, I'm gone.
So this
Correct.
is more like a fear factor conversation, right? Like, would you, to win
Oh yeah.
the prize, like, could
Oh,
you
yeah.
stomach it?
Fear factor, like my issue would not be like eating or ingesting shit. It would be like, I don't know, walking a tightrope over the Grand Canyon or something. That would fuck me up.
What about like a bucket of tarantulas or whatever?
No, that's fine.
No, fuck that.
I would endure that for 100K or whatever amount of money it was.
100K. That's different.
That's what Fear Factor was.
Is it?
Yeah,
Is Fear
something like
Factor that big?
It was like,
I think it was 50.
it might have been 50. Yeah.
That'd be more challenging, but I think I'd still do it.
Would you let a?
What?
I don't. This
Keep going, Josh.
That's not going to end well. Whatever
Yes, it
sentence
is.
you have.
I almost asked if you if you would let a snake eat you.
Like if it spits me back out.
What was the actor in Anaconda? Got spit out by
J-Lo?
the anaconda? No, the actor, not the actress.
I don't know.
It's about the old man, John Voight.
Yeah, John Voight. That's it.
Yeah.
Where he got spit out and then he like fucking winked at her and then he died.
Yeah.
Man, that was a classic scene.
All right, fellas, we're running out of time quickly. Can Cory and Ryan, I need you guys to talk about some baseball and some barbecue.
Oh yeah. So first of all, who's your World Series pick? You can't say the Astros
I mean,
because they have no realistic chance.
okay. Okay. I was just trying to think who's got a shot to meet him there because it ain't going to be anybody in the American League that's going to get there over them.
Spoken like a real cheater.
That was 5 years ago, man. Get over it. I think I hate him. I hate him so much, but I think LA.
Dodgers.
I hate them.
They're strong, man.
I hate them. You know, on that note, I'm sure you guys read you specifically read that the article on Freddie Freeman.
Oh
Yeah, where his agent screwed him.
And his agent stuck it to him.
Yeah,
that guy.
That sucks so much.
Man,
I feel bad for him. I really do.
Here's the thing, man. Like that dude is this next generation's like heart of the game. You know what I mean? Him, Rizzo, you can
Trout.
No, I don't mean in terms of like generational talent because like Trout and Ohtani are the two greatest players.
Ohtani, goodness gracious.
They're
Yeah, there's a rumor out there that the Braves may try to trade for Ohtani this year. That would be nuts.
There's no way.
I don't see that happening.
The Angels would give him up.
No, and I'll tell you. So crazy enough on him. So 2 weeks ago, I had a chance to go to watch them play. I actually saw Astros and Angels in Anaheim.
Nice.
And on a completely aside, to tell you the absolute savage that my 8-year-old daughter is, she's cut from the same cloth I am, and absolutely ruthless. We walk in, and it happened to be like a Ohtani T-shirt giveaway night, and everybody got an MVP
Nice.
T-shirt night. And we walk through the doors, and everybody, and we're decked out in our hometown gear, and we get through the gate, and they hand my 8-year-old daughter this like Ohtani T-shirt, and all the fans have got them, and their fans are all excited. And as we step through the door, she looks up at me with the most innocent voice, and she goes, "Oh, look, Daddy, right when we walked in, they handed me a piece of garbage." With the most disgusted look on her face, and I was like, "Oh my God, you're an animal, an absolute."
Have you ever felt so proud?
No, it was phenomenal.
I knew you were my favorite.
Yeah, I was like, "You're me." But no, man, the fan following out there, and specifically like the Japanese fan following that you get West Coast.
Oh, sure.
Dude,
it reminds me a lot of when Hideo Nomo was on the Dodgers.
Nomo, Ichiro.
Ichiro, yeah.
Like, I mean, it's like when even leaving the game, like it was very, very touristy, the way that like those fans were engaging like the stadium and everything around it. It was impressive.
Nice.
And there's no way they give that up. No way.
I don't know, man. Because he's coming up on a contract.
Yeah, but I mean, those are the two greatest guys to do this at this time, and that team can't even win a series, much less a World Series.
So, speaking of some of the greatest guys to do this right now, Aaron Judge, who plays for the New York Yankees, is having the best year of his career, and he's coming up on a contract year as well. Do you think the Yankees really take the dive on this, or do you think that the Red Sox say a big fuck you and sign him anyway?
It's hard. That's a tough one because when you're dealing with like a Dodgers-like organization or a Yankees-type organization where it's fuck you money, they don't care about the cap, they're just going to write checks. It's so difficult to discern whether or not they place value on like the hometown homegrown guy, whereas in other organizations, use Houston as an example. I mean, they locked up Altuve with a phenomenal contract because if they had he's the heart of that team. Regardless of how he performs, if they let him go, there would have been an uprising. I mean, there was almost an uprising last year when Correa left.
Yeah.
And I don't think the Yankees care. So on one hand, it would be easy to see how that would go down. But the flip side of it is the dude is producing.
Sure, but he plays a pretty low value position in the outfield.
Yeah, but that's irrelevant for that payroll. They don't.
Yeah, but he's hitting.
Think about what they
on pace for 60 home runs this year.
But think about how much they spent on Johnny Damon.
Yeah,
I mean that was a train wreck. Think about how much they're spent on Joey Gallo. How much they spent on
Giancarlo Stanton.
Yeah, man. Like they don't care. You know, it's
sure. Which is why I think Boston is just gonna swoop in like a thief in the night and just give him fuck you money. And they're gonna be like, you play left.
Aaron Judge is Giancarlo Stanton. He is,
which they're already paying a power.
Yeah, the different
outfielder.
The only
that's
money.
what I'm saying. Like Aaron Judge is going to command an unbelievable contract,
no doubt,
and he doesn't deserve it.
I don't know that. I think that might be.
That. He's
in this game, in this day and age.
He's going to get it because the game is so
defensive players are undervalued right now.
Well,
the game is so long ball driven at the moment.
I mean, this
every at bat is either a strikeout or a home run. It feels like there's really no small ball being played.
It's all true outcome now, and to enough to the point that like this bullshit that they're going to do next year, eliminating the shift. Like, you know, I think
is that actually a thing?
Yeah, that's it. That's a thing.
That's terrible.
So you're not going to be able to get players off the infield. You know, they have to be in the dirt.
Joe Madden is not going to be able to find a job anywhere, though.
Really, that's crazy.
Well, the thing that gets me about it is that the hitters talk about, it's already hard enough to hit, blah blah blah, and all I can think to myself is like if teams had shifted Tony Gwynn, he might have hit 450 for his career because it did. I mean, he did it against Maddox and Nolan and
Glavine.
I
mean, you could just go down the Atlanta Braves roster basically back then.
Yeah, and so it was. I get better, like, and I say that, like, but dude,
get good. That's what I say to you.
Like, get better. Have learn to have a team at bat. Don't be selfish, man. I mean, like, guys like Josh Donaldson, scourge of the earth, man. Can't stand him. He's not good for the game. Plays for him. Forget being a bad role model. For young players coming up. But I mean, like he's notorious for talking about we get paid to hit long balls, and so we're gonna try to elevate the baseball. And
yeah, sure.
It's trash, man. Like they're exciting, but if you're a fan of the game, like today's game sucks. Pitch counts suck.
Yeah, I have a hard time. Like I was a really big baseball guy in like the mid aughts, if you will. Like I watched it from like 06 ish until like. Probably, pretty recently, honestly, probably when I moved here, like 2015, 2016, somewhere in that area, just before maybe. It's hard to watch now. It really kind of is because it's really just you wait for some jack dude to crush the ball. There's not a whole lot of, there's no small ball. It's really the best way I can say it.
Yeah, I mean, that they've ruined it. There's a handful of teams out there that are fun to watch. If you watch.
I'm a Tampa fan, and I think that they're still fun to watch. Mostly,
if you watch Baltimore, since they what's his name, that catcher that they just pulled up, that rookie, he's a beast. I
I don't know. I don't watch baseball very much right now.
Yeah, I'd have to pull it up. I can't remember what it is, but like since he's up, they're 12, 13 games over 500. They're playing.
I know
loose,
they've been
they're playing
spanking the Tampa Bay Rays. That's for sure.
They're playing good ball, and like, look, they're not going to make a run. What's his name? Adley? Yeah, Adley Rushman. There you go. So that dude is like he's brought intensity, a little bit of youth, some fire. I mean, they're fun to watch as a result of that. You know what I mean? And Houston, honestly, I mean, all the 2017 scandal aside, like the homegrown talent, I didn't think we could replace Carlos Correa, and Jeremy Pena has been a phenomenal fit for that, and like he's crushing.
I can tell you, as a Tampa Bay fan, where we will not spend more than like $30 million a year on our payroll, you can always replace somebody.
Yeah,
always.
Yeah, we've learned that.
But Juan Soto with the Nationals turning down like $500 million.
He's an idiot. He's an idiot.
That's crazy.
Do you think he's going to get a bigger contract somewhere?
I don't know, man.
Who's going to? I mean, there's only 2 franchises out that could pay him that much.
There's 3. There's the Red Sox, the Yankees, and the Dodgers. That's it. But like, holy shit is all I can say. That news came out, and I'm like, what?
Here's the thing, man. His neck has gotten really big in 2 or 3 years.
Do you know what I am saying?
His neck is really, really big.
He crushed it at the home run derby this year, though. That was nuts.
That was pretty intense.
It was.
And did you see the story about them not refusing to fly him?
Oh, he had to fly commercial?
He did. Yeah. He had to fly commercial because they were pissed off at him. And he was like, cool, I'll fly commercial.
Yeah.
Wins the home run derby and spits on a $440 million, which, by the way, was 15 years. Like, you're done.
And not to mention, baseball is 100% guaranteed.
100%.
Like, he could be in a Bobby Bonilla situation. Like, say he gets paralyzed from the waist down 3 years from now. He's going to get paid forever for the rest of his life.
I guess it's hard from our vantage point to understand how somebody could turn down that level of money.
I don't.
I mean, we're talking about shooting jizz for $100,000 right now. You know,
it's
literally
fair.
15 minutes ago. We were like, "Hey, would you take a shot glass full of semen for $100,000?" Like, yeah, I'd think about it. And he turned down $440 million
to play
baseball.
Yeah,
right. So,
like,
I guess
unbelievable.
Different perspective.
Different strokes, right? Different strokes. Different folks.
Yeah. Good shit, bro. So, round robin, favorite state barbecue. Ryan, favorite state?
Yeah, it's not close. I mean,
what?
It's Texas by a mile.
Favorite state barbecue, or favorite style, I guess. Like, there's Kansas City, there's Texas, there's
I understand
Memphis,
the question.
there's South Kakalaki.
That's
Probably Kansas City.
I mean, I'm a big fan of Carolina style barbecue sauce, but
The mustard base.
Yeah, like I fucking love me some
Like pulled pork, mustard based barbecue sauce.
Big fan. But I mean, like Texas style brisket's really, really good.
My issue with Texas style stuff is that there's no sauce involved, and I have a problem with that.
See, and I don't necessarily have to have the sauce on everything. Like it's a different meats kind of thing, I guess you could say. Like I have a bunch. I'm a fan of different meats and different styles, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that. If I'm having a brisket, I think I would like for it to be a Texas brisket.
Yeah, I mean, I love raw dog and brisket.
But
right?
if I'm talking about pulled pork, I'd like that to be Carolina style.
Yeah,
barbecue pulled pork.
Same.
Rob, I think what would help you on the Texas style brisket in particular with no sauce is getting it done well.
Oh, for sure.
Cooked right. Because, the adage for us is if you got to have sauce, then they didn't cook it well. I could, you make the trip down. I'll show you. I'll take you to Meat Church and we can get down on it.
Going back to Houston, huh?
In the area, yeah. Outside.
All right.
Yeah, my choice
but
is
it
either
doesn't have to be there.
My choice is either Texas or East Tennessee.
Man,
specifically
honestly,
Richwood Barbecue.
Yes, I agree.
Richwood Barbecue is the best.
If you guys haven't been to
barbecue in the
Richwood
country.
Barbecue, you guys are missing out.
And where is this?
It's in Piney Flats.
It's in Piney Flats, Tennessee, which is closest to like Johnson City, the biggest city.
It's about 30 minutes away from Johnson City.
Okay, and which direction is that? If I was looking at a map,
If you go like
She's
an
like
hour
straight east.
northeast from here, you'd hit it.
Yeah, best barbecue in the entire world.
I agree. It
that's
is
pretty bold.
It's very good.
Second to this place in Texas. I can't remember the name. I tried to look it up, but
What city
Texas
was?
has
What
great
city was
barbecue.
it in?
It was slightly north of Austin.
Yeah, I know what he's talking about.
North of Austin.
Yeah,
Probably
it's-
probably Terry Black's, if I were to guess.
Not north.
No.
Was it Louis Mueller's?
That sounds more accurate.
Was it in an old wooden, like house-looking, wood-floored, dirty
They got like
building built in
they got like
1800s?
church pews going on. It's not exactly church pews, but it looks like, you know what I mean? As far as seating goes.
They had picnic. Yeah, well, they have picnic tables in there, but
Okay.
yeah, they do. They have bench
Yeah.
tables.
Yeah,
Like wood bench and picnic
yeah.
table.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But like when you walk in, there's like a dirt parking lot to the side, and
Yeah.
then you walk around to the front.
yeah. I've driven through there.
See,
Nope.
I like West.
I mean, I haven't had it, but it's new, and I'm sure. Listen, I'm sure it's good because I mean, barbecue across the board. I mean, is if you like that style of food, it's even. I had barbecue this week. And,
Even bad barbecue is pretty good.
yeah, so I had Memphis brisket this week.
Yeah.
And it could not. It was the opposite of what I thought it was going to be. It was kind of like sauced roast beef is how it was presented. And even it was good because I didn't expect what I'd expect to get, somewhere around home.
So let me kind of clarify my point here. So when I think about brisket, I don't think about sauce. So if we're talking like what's the best brisket that's out there, I would say Texas is probably up there. But if I'm thinking pulled pork, I'm thinking saucy, slutty, just all around good, man. Like I want it. Like I don't want dried pulled pork. That's not good.
Yeah, nobody likes that. Do you?
No.
Do you like the slaw on? Like
I was just about to say Carolina style pulled pork sandwiches. That's that shit. Josh is going to say, "Oh no."
I'm not a slaw.
slaw.
I'm not a slaw on the sandwich guy. I'll have it on the side. Like I don't mind slaw. but-
Josh is also a vomit when he sees mayonnaise guy. So
No. I'm not like that at all. I just don't want it on the sandwich. I think that's heresy.
I can get behind that.
Yeah.
heresy is a long stretch of a word, I'd say.
Well, if God is the meat, then I shall worship.
What?
You know what I mean, man.
The Rumplements are slowly taking hold for Robert, I think, at this point.
It's not there yet.
It's getting there.
I do think that this is a good time to encourage everybody who is listening to be like Ryan and join our Patreon at patreon.com/appleboys. You
Or-
can also subscribe on our website at appleboys.us.
Which is, we presume, more beneficial
We
for
don't know
us.
for sure. Nobody's done it yet.
It's true.
We're
We don't
fine
know
either
yet.
way. We have we're fine either way. We understand that there's a certain trust factor in play with Patreon. We're not trying to steer people away from there, but the option is there on the website, and we're happy either way to have your support. There is no difference in the benefits that you get for subscribing via the website versus being on Patreon. One difference is that on the website, you have the option to subscribe a year in advance, whereas on Patreon, it's month to month only. As we are now coming up quickly on our 1-year anniversary, we have, I hope, proven our longevity, and we hope to be here for many years to come.
I also really hope that what we have planned for our 1-year anniversary episode comes to fruition.
I do too. We have something really special in the works. If you join our Discord, discord.gg/appleboys, you can get a little preview of that, but I don't want to spill the tea, as it were, on the podcast. But hopefully the 1-year anniversary episode will be extra special. We'll make some more announcements with that as we get closer. You can also follow us on our socials at appleboyspod on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, run by Jimmy No. And you can subscribe to our podcast anywhere that you listen to podcasts.
doesn't know how to Instagram.
It's true. Though Jimmy is not on there super, super often. He does post good content when he does. And shout out to Jimmy's mom, who Rob just tagged in the Discord. We are recording live. Rob tagged you just a few moments ago, and we're sorry that Jimmy outed you as someone other than just Jimmy's mom. We know that was your name for a long time, and now Jimmy has made it public that you have other aliases as well.
Yeah. What a dick.
Yep. But Ryan, you've listened to an episode or two, right?
Hold on. The fucking microphone was over at Cory because we're sharing a microphone yet again. And it's very rude, Josh.
What's very rude?
She doesn't care that we outed her.
Okay.
Maybe she does.
Maybe she does.
No.
You don't know.
She doesn't have a job.
She does have a job. She has a very important job.
What's that?
Supporting
To
the
support
Appleboys.
the Appleboys. She's our number one fan.
Hey, Rob.
Hey, GB.
Was that you giggling just now? Like a little schoolgirl?
All right.
No.
It's time. Ryan, you've listened to an episode or two of our podcast, right?
I have.
So you know how we always close it out? You want to get us started?
I would love to. That would put a giant red bow on what's been a great night. And I'm glad you guys had me tonight. Thank you.
Thanks for coming, Ryan. We really appreciate it.
Dude, I had a blast. Happy tonight.
Happy tonight.
Happy tonight.
Happy tonight, everybody.
Happy tonight. Thanks for listening.
You've been listening to the Appleboys podcast. I know. We're badass. We hope you enjoyed the show. Make sure to like, rate, and review. Thank you for listening, especially premium subscribers. We'll be back soon. But in the meantime, hook up with us on Discord at discord.gg/Appleboys, on the website at appleboys.us, and Twitter and Facebook at Appleboys Pod. Happy tonight.